Hello, my name's Coco Rigby.
Hey, Steve Lacchioma.
Hi, this is Jacqueline Kraft.
Because I was afraid.
Ready when you are. You okay?
Stranger in the Night was a total blast making. This is a film that I always wanted to make, but I never really had the resources to do so. Back in 2015 I made this film Domicile, and that was really like my original concept for a film like this. But it wasn't until now that I got to make Stranger in the Night the way I really wanted to. I had some other films in the past that were like my inspirations, and those films were like 1996's Scream was a big inspiration for me to show a group of friends being stalked by this killer, and in 1978's Halloween was a big inspiration, showing that there's just some weirdo watching you and you have no clue who it is, and it just showing the whole terrorizing aspect of it was super appealing to me as a director and a storyteller.
That's really sweet of you.
You wanna fuck?
Yeah, the casting process was just super exhausting, and it took forever. We had these actresses and actors come in maybe like 6 or 7 times just to really show that they were committed, and we wanted to make sure that they had, like, you know, great chemistry. We did a bunch of chemistry reads.
Oh, easy eats then!
What?
Easy eats. It means we're gonna eat you alive. I made that up.
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Steve Lacchioma was an easy choice to cast for the role of Derek because I originally wrote the role of Derek with Steve in mind. So when he auditioned, it was perfect. I knew we got the right guy. We had to get him the right girl though. We found Casey Weems. She's a terrific actress, and we were super lucky to get her, and they had great chemistry. We ended up casting Madison Simpson as the lead role of Kara Stevens. We got Coco Rigby to play Savannah, the best friend, and the other friend, we got Rebecca Fullington to play Amanda.
So we did callbacks, and I actually didn't get casted as one of the big roles. I was casted as Lauren Evans, but then he called me up and said, "Hey, I want you to play Kara." And I was like, "What? What happened?" And
so we ended up casting Madison Simpson as the role of Kara, but it just wasn't the right fit. We had an Eric Stoltz situation where she just didn't have the right feel for the character, so I had to go with Daniela because I had worked with her before on Coming of Age, and she just was the right choice.
I've never been in love before, and I love you. I've been wanting to say that for a while.
I love you too.
I brought up at the audition process that I saw something of that Kara was going through something, and that Erin said that she was going through like a post-traumatic stress disorder for something that happened prior to what happens in the movie, and then I said that she should take pills, so then it's kind of like a hint that Kara's going through something also other than just what's happening now in the film.
So it'd be hard for me to pinpoint one scene that I enjoyed the most doing or that I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to the project as an entirety. If I had to maybe get some bullet points, really enjoyed working with Casey today. She was wonderful, got great chemistry. Everybody, all the actresses. I was very fortunate to work with a majority of actresses, which no actor really complains about that. I did work with a very talented actor by the name of Paul. He was fantastic. He also was our technical advisor, and he really kind of brought the grit and the realism to this project that was needed. Really can't wait to see me entering the house as a badass cop. I mean, what guy doesn't want to do that since you're a kid playing guns with Daisy rifles? That's what you always envision. I think I looked pretty badass, at least in my mind. I probably look like, you know, Wormser from Revenge of the Nerds coming in, but hey, as long as I felt cool, who cares?
You know, I had a lot of fun working on this project, but one thing that I really enjoyed about working on Stranger in the Night was the fact that Erin let us put our own style into it, our own kind of flavor. We didn't have to follow the script by the book. One of my favorite scenes in Stranger Than Night was probably my death scene. It was the first time I experienced something like that, being covered in blood and guts. You know, it was pretty realistic. Ren did a really good job with it. She's very professional. Only thing is, I wish she would have told me to shave my stomach, because the blood was just stuck to my hair forever, and it was pretty painful. But, you know, it was a cool experience.
The best advice I could give a film student, or just any director in general, is don't ever give up. You know, we shot the opening death scene 3 different times with 2 different actresses. You know, you just got to make sure you have the perfect shot and just make the best movie you possibly can. You know, and also make a movie that you love to watch. And why would you make a movie that is for someone else? Make it for yourself. That's what I always think. Kevin Smith always said, I make movies that I want to watch. And I really admire him for that. And in this film, I added so many shots that weren't even in the script. But it's just when you're shooting, you think of all these cool new ideas, like this scene will be really cool to do, or this scene will be really scary. So we definitely added that to the film. I would also make my friends go out with me and shoot the day before so I could practice all these shots and make sure they were perfect on the actual day of filming. Shooting the movie on Halloween was a pretty easy decision because I love the holiday, but also one of my favorite slasher movies of all time takes place on Halloween. And also, it just really gives us an opportunity to have all this mayhem go down with the streets are chaotic, there's Halloween parties, and there's a haunted house, and we really did have a fun time shooting the haunted house death scene. That was a very fun scene to do.
In all honesty, this project has been such a pleasure to work on from top to bottom. Aaron, everybody, the entire crew, professionalism, really let me have fun and play, and what more can you ask for as an actor? So it's been an absolute, like I said, pleasure. I can't wait to see the finished product, and I know it's going to be spectacular. Thank you, Oak Park Productions, number 1. Number 2 is me. The number 1 is Oak Park. Number 2, me. Not in the sense of like I'm taking a number 2, but in a sense where it's like, first, like, you know how like number 2 in Star Trek, that's me, I'm like the number 2, right? Nah, I'm rambling. I love you guys.
Another key thing for me as a director is just to make sure that everyone's having fun on set. If you're not having fun, then why are you making movies in the first place? Making movies can either be a job or just a fun experience, and I just wanted to make sure my actors, the atmosphere on set for them was just awesome and a great time and laid back.
Sorry, I just had to just for that.
Post-production for the film was not anything too exciting. I mean, you know, I used FilmStro to compose the music for the movie, and then I used Premiere Pro to edit the film. Nothing too out of the ordinary. We used a lot of cool sound effects, like we did Foley to really help make scenes scarier. Like this scene right here, everything is added in. In this scene in particular, we used sounds that we recorded with the Foley later on, and it really helps the scene because you hear the sounds from outside the house of the killer trying to get into the house, which I think proved to be very effective. This right here was another shot that we did later on. It was an added shot. Overall, making Stranger Than Night was an absolute joy, and I would do it again if I had to do it all over again. And I really hope the audience sees that we had a great time making this movie, and I hope they have a great time watching this movie.
Sheriff, holy fuck, what? Sheriff, I'm here, what's going on? Sheriff! Hold on. No wonder I can't hear you. You got fucking duct tape on your mouth.
Float like a feather in a beautiful